Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Addie, and today we are doing another reading vlog, and I am so excited about today's reading vlog because it's the first fall reading vlog of the season, the first of hopefully many to come. I am so excited. If you guys know me or my channel for more than like 5 minutes, you know I'm a fall fanatic. An autumnal enthusiast, if you will. I just love fall. It's my favorite time of the year. I love fall reading more than anything in the entire world. I love it probably more than like my right pinky. I am just so excited to kick off the fall season with you guys. I'm just so excited. So I have 3 books picked out for this week's vlog that I think will be a phenomenal kickoff to the season. So let's just get into the TBR. So my first read is actually going to be on Kindle, which is very different for me. The shipping date kind of was taking forever on Amazon, and I was like, I couldn't find it in any of my barns that I went to, so I didn't really want to wait to read it, so I just got it on Kindle. But it's If It Makes You Happy. It's If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia, and I have heard such good things about this. Again, not quite sure what this is about. I love going into books blind, but like, look at this cover. It's fall. It's just giving a fall romance, and that sounds so good. It's mid-September. It's 81 in Wisconsin. I'm like, what is going on? So I'm trying to manifest some colors like this. I'm super excited because I've heard this described as like kind of a Gilmore Girls type small town, and I love Gilmore Girls. So I'm really excited to see if it gives me the Gilmore Girl feeling, because I'll do anything for the Gilmore Girls feeling. Oh, and did you guys see that the new Gilmore Girls like show, a reunion? They were on like the Emmys. I'm living for it. I'm so excited. I also have Rewitched by Lucy Jane Wood. I actually bought this at the end of the fall season last year and I didn't get to it, so I've been specifically saving this for this fall. This is supposed to be kind of a cozy fantasy-ish, and obviously it's Rewitched. It's about witches, and I love myself a witchy read. I think this follows our main character going through trials to prove that she's worthy of being a witch. Don't quote me on that. When I start reading, I'll let you guys know the better synopsis. But I am so excited about this. Like, look at this vibe. It's so perfect. There's a little cat on the cover and she's reading. There's leaves, there's candles, it's nighttime, there's bookshelves. It's a recipe for a 5-star, to be honest. So this will be another book that I'm reading in this vlog. And then the third and final book I will be getting to in this vlog is Don't Let the Forest In by C.G. Drews. This is a young adult horror, I believe. This is one of my book club picks for the month, and I'm really excited because when I think of Halloween, when I think of October, when I think of the fall season, I think of horror, and I love myself a horror read. If you guys haven't noticed from my summerween fall obsession. I believe this is about a high schooler who writes these like twisted fairy tales, and one day those fairy tales come alive. And that premise sounds phenomenal. Twisty, dark, grim fairy tales coming to life. Count me in, because I love, you guys know me, I love fairy tales, I love horror, and I love grim fairy tales, and this all just is a recipe for a good read. All of these, I've said that for every single one, but I think I'm going to thoroughly enjoy each and every one of these, and I've very carefully curated this TBR to really kick off the fall season strong. I've thought long and hard about it. Very excited for all 3 of these books. Then other non-reading yet fallish related stuff. I will show you guys the progress I've made in my knitting of my shawl. I see an end in sight, okay? I started a second skein of yarn. This has taken forever, but that's okay. As Brandon Sanderson would say, it's not the journey, it's the destination. So this is what we have so far. I'm honestly super proud of it, and I'm obsessed with this yarn. We're gonna keep going on this and see if I can make any more substantial progress. I've been so in my knitting era. Like, every single TikTok I get is like knitting pattern inspo, and I'm like, I need to be like a master knitter like now so I can make all of them. I should probably try and finish my first project first. Other fall related things, I have some decorating I need to do. This apartment is not giving enough fall for me. We will probably start Gilmore Girls sometime in the next week or so. I'm hoping the temperatures will drop where it'll actually feel like worthy to start Gilmore Girls, but we'll see. And I'll also possibly I might want to watch Haunted Mansion, Practical Magic, some kind of, or Halloween, I don't know. something that's giving fall vibes. But tonight, Dancing with the Stars and Love Island Games comes on tonight. I'm so excited. What a fabulous Tuesdays are about to go so crazy. And I would like to get some fall baking done. I would like to maybe make a pumpkin loaf. I think I found like this very clean like pumpkin loaf mix that I want to try out. And then I also, regarding journaling, I have my Hobonichi that I will be doing next. I want to do that tonight. I've been back into it. I've been on the grind with the Hobonichi and it's been going well. I really like it. I think instead of doing daily, I've just been doing like a weekly overview, which has made it a lot less overwhelming because it's like a weekly task, not like an everyday task. I also would like to do, like, I'm envisioning like fall to-do list kind of spread. That was a lot of yammer, a lot of yammer. So that is the plan for today's vlog. I'm super excited about it. Very excited to hop into these books. I'm definitely going to at least start one of them tonight. I have also, weird little update, I have been back on my obsession with reading 3 books at one time kind of thing. I don't know why. It's been really helping me read faster and stay engaged with reading a lot more, so whatever works. So we'll be reading all of these simultaneously, so the updates will be long. I hope you're okay with that. But I am going to stop chatting your ear off and get right into the vlog. Few days later now, and I have started all 3 of these books, and I'm honestly really enjoying all of them. I am so excited because I knew I would. I knew I was gonna just be so excited to like get into fall reading, and I knew all of like these very fall vibes were going to make me so happy. So that's not a surprise, but like I don't really have any like that many like bad things to say so far about any of them. So let's chat a little bit about all of them. First one is Rewitched by Lucy Jane Wood. This is the least progress I've made in a book for this vlog so far. I'm on page 48, so I just started it. Just got a very simple vibe for it. So essentially it's about this girl Belle who is a witch. She lives in the human world and she just runs a bookshop, has very mundane problems, and like working in the bookstore is like in the fall is the best ambiance in the entire world. It's also like the perfect time to be reading this book because it's like set like early October and it's reaching the end of September right now, which I'm absolutely loving. So she works there and all of a sudden this mysterious man comes in and he's like, so why aren't you responding to your letter from like the Society of Witches? And she's like, I didn't get your stupid letter. He gives her a new one. He's very mysterious about it. So then she figures out that it's like the most well-kept secret in the entire world, I guess. Witches get their powers when they're 15 and they get an equal amount of time with their powers, 15 to 30, where they have their powers, but then when they turn 30 they have to do these trials just to like see if like they use their magic in like a productive way, if they're like kind of deserving of the magic, you know, like not just letting it lie dormant or be abused. And now she's stressing a little bit because she lives in like a mundane world, doesn't really have any problems that need crazy amounts of magic, so she doesn't really like push herself that far with it, and she's a little bit worried that the society will not deem her worthy of having her powers anymore. I'm very excited for her to like embark on the trial, but again I'm very early on, so all I've really gotten is like the cute little bookshop vibes, which like I'm not crazy eager to get out of. Yeah, I don't have much to say about it so far but it's really cute. I'm excited about the love interest potentially, like the guy that came in to tell her about her letter. The characters in the bookshop are really cute. I really like the people who work there, but there's one guy who's really annoying. Hopefully he learns his lesson by the end, but it's just really cute. Also, there's like a little subplot of like the owner wants her to buy the bookstore instead of her son because she's like passionate about it, but she's like really hesitant. She's like, it doesn't really want to, and she's like worried she won't do it well, but like she wants the bookstore so bad and she has so many visions for it. So I'm like, why don't you just get the bookstore? Like it's like, oh, I'm scared I won't be good enough. I'm like, girl, just do it. Like, you never know if you don't try, you know? And then she like complains about like the management and it's like of like the owner's son, and it's like, you can solve all your own problems right now. Like this is a really easy solvable issue if you buy the store being offered to you. Only kind of like, girl, a little bit of a side eye. It's a problem that's implemented in the book that like doesn't really need to be happening right now. It's kind of like a side problem where I'm like, girl, you're fine, just do it. But the fall vibes in this are immaculate. It's so cozy. It's like a cozy little witchy fantasy. It's very cozy. I honestly recommend picking up this book in the next month or so because like it was 80 degrees today in Wisconsin. I don't know what that is about, but I'm manifesting the fall vibes and it makes me feel the fall vibes without experiencing them by myself. And then probably my favorite book that I'm in the middle of right now. I'm loving this. It's Don't Let the Forest In. I've made very substantive progress on this. I'm on page 100 on this one and I'm just flying through it. I love it so much. It's a crazy interesting premise. It's basically about this guy Andrew, very quiet, but he goes to this boarding school in America and his best friend Thomas, and he's a little bit in love with Thomas, and I'm very interested to see where that goes. The yearning goes crazy. He's just a little dark, a little odd, kind of an oddball. He writes very grim fairy tales, and he gets back to school. He sees Thomas. Thomas is acting weird. He's being a weird little fella. They're arguing, and whenever Andrew comes near, tries to go near Thomas, some weird stuff starts happening that kind of are like the fairy tales, very mystical things that are like horror mystical, and he doesn't really know why this is happening. He thinks he's going crazy. Right now, that's all I have. Thomas has explained absolutely nothing. I think I'm about to get to Thomas explaining like what's going on. So far, he's explained nothing. Poor Andrew just thinks he's going insane. His best friend is not talking to him. So I'm excited to get a little bit of insight into that. It's also perfect for this time of year. It's like back to school, like September. The descriptions of the grim fairy tale stuff that's coming to life is so good. And there's also a little bit of artwork in here that is like, because Thomas draws Andrew's grim fairy tales, which I think is a really fun dynamic, but some of the drawings and some of the fairy tales are like embedded like at the end of chapters or something, like here's some of the drawings of that. And I always enjoy like when books have a little bit of mixed media in them. I always just feel like it's a little bit of like an extra touch, but I'm just absolutely adoring this. I feel so bad for Andrew. He's such a sweet guy. He loves his friend, he loves his sister, he loves Thomas so much, and he's not being the nicest to him right now. And I'm just like, Thomas, I need my answers. And also I just love like the very dark, like this reads like a dark fairy tale as well as being about dark fairy tales. So I love it. And this one absolutely has 5-star potential. I'm putting it out there right now. Trying not to get too ahead of myself, but very excited about this. I got to page 156 of If It Makes You Happy by Julie Owen. I am really liking this as well. It reminds me a lot of Gilmore Girls. So it's essentially about this girl. Life has kind of fallen apart. Her mother just died and she's got divorced. Also, that husband was the worst. I know he's probably gonna come back at some point, but I'm not looking forward to it. But her mom dies, and her mom owned this inn in like a Gilmore Girls type town. She is now in the town running it until her sister graduates. And it's very not her style. She's very like businesswoman and not a people person. And then she meets Cliff, who is the opposite of this, and he loves people, he loves this town. He has 2 daughters, one is 16, one is 6. His ex-wife is a piece of work. He and his daughters like were really close with her mom, I guess, and now they're like trying to help her kind of get on her feet with the inn, but she doesn't really want it. They feel like kind of like very comfortable encroaching on her space. I don't totally get the logic of like, okay, we knew your mom, so now we just get to come in whenever. But you know, it's the small town charm. It's a small town charm. I just don't get it, apparently. But she's like annoyed, a little annoyed. And I'm like, you know what? I kind of get you. Like, I kind of understand it. Like, people just keep like randomly barging in that you don't know, offering their unsolicited advice. So I kind of get it. Also something that's like bothering her that I think is really interesting is, and I can see why it would bother her, is like, her mom was like the belle of the ball in this town, like so kind to everyone, doing everything for everyone. Everyone loved her, and it's not that she didn't love her mom or didn't have a good relationship with her mom, but she was like definitely didn't get that from her mom. And now she's kind of struggling with like, why are these perfect strangers getting this like fairy tale version of my mom, like telling me how perfect and amazing it is when I did not get that version of her. I totally get why that would be frustrating as well. I was really liking it for the first 50 pages, and I'm still really liking it. Like, I really, really like this romance. I definitely am not liking as much as I was the first 50 pages. I think it's that I work with elementary kids all day, and then I go back and read about his 6-year-old daughter. I can't anymore. And also I feel like sometimes authors don't do a great job of like depicting how like 6-year-olds actually talk. And this one's like fine at it. It's not perfect, but it's not the worst I've read. I'm getting a little too much kid content right now, and I'm like, I want a little bit more romance. I want a little bit more understanding the love interest, other than like, I want to know who he is, other than like this like kind of sarcastic, goofy dad, you know, like who are you? But the fall vibes in this town are immaculate. If you want a book that is exactly like Gilmore Girls, this is for you. If the town gives Stars Hollow, this is for you. So it's for me because I love Gilmore Girls. So I'm feeling very cozy while reading it, and I'm loving the small town. I'm loving the characters. It's just like very minor little like, I understand why she's not having the best time in the entire world. But yeah, I do like they have a little friendship budding right now, and I think it's really cute. He's like trying to help her be more of like a people person, like her mom was running the inn, because like people aren't exactly loving the new management because she's kind of cold. Also, I have this exact dress. I really like these boots with it. I might have to go get the boots. Anyway, so I'm really enjoying this too. We haven't really gotten that much romance in it other than just like initial attraction. It's a kind of a slow burn, which I like. I always like a slow burn, so I'm not complaining about that. I don't have a ton to say about the romance yet, but like the vibes of the town, the setup, I'm really enjoying. So I'm having a lot of fun with these reads so far. I did my Hobonichi, and it's officially the weekend, so I'm very excited to not be dying with school. I'm going to Logan's this weekend, so I'll definitely be listening to the audiobook a little bit, but then we'll chat a little bit more later. But I'm definitely gonna read more this weekend I think I'm gonna get the audiobook for this one if I had to pick one to get an audiobook for, because I feel like the fall vibes are gonna be really cute on audio. This one, I like the illustrations and stuff, so I want to read it physically. And If It Makes You Happy, I already have it on my Kindle, so I think I'm gonna get the audiobook for Rewitched. I would really like at some point to get done my fall to watch list. Hoping to get that done soon. Yeah, that's the update I have for you at this current moment. So I will come back and chat with you when I get a little bit further into all of them. illustrations in here are the coolest things I've ever seen. Like, I'll say it once, I'll say it again, illustrations add so much to a book and I love it so much. It is the next day now and I honestly have like the best book news because last night I read a ton of If It Makes You Happy. I'm literally, I think I'm like 77% of the way through at this point, and I read it for like 2 hours last night, stayed up way too late reading it. Like you know, like when you get that feeling where you're like, I need to keep going, like I need to know what happens next, like you just keep like flipping the pages and you can't stop yourself even though you know you should probably go to bed. But it was so good, oh my god. Like this book, like I was enjoying it, I was enjoying the Gilmore Girls, like the fall vibes, but like again, like the romance, I was like not super feeling it. But then the friendship started turning to lovers and I was like, okay, wait, this is getting good. I think I was a little bored in the beginning. The romance was very slow and I love a slow burn because it's always like pays off at the end, so I appreciate it now looking back. But I didn't know that was the vibe of this book. I didn't know we were doing like the slow burn, but then I realized it and I'm like, oh, okay, this is fabulous. I also love a man in a romance where he just like is so down bad. I love a man who yearns, like bring back yearning, bring back longing. He yearns for her. Like she is so funny too, genuinely. She is so me. She's like, her sister comes to town and she's like, wait, like the neighbor's kind of cute, like can you set us up? Even though Michelle, who's the main character, knows she's in love with him, and she's like, yeah, totally fine, I'll do that. And then she does it, and then Cliff is like, why? Like I thought we had a thing going on. That was like the part last night where I couldn't put it down, like the little like throwing the sister for some drama, but like I ate it up. And then it's so funny because like he's like kind of the town bachelor, like grew up in this town, like everyone just kind of wants to see him happy after his divorce. Every single like mom, aunt, grandma in this town is like, I have this friend I can set you up. Like he is always trying to be set up with in this town, but he's like, I'm good, I got my grumpy neighbor at home. Like they're not even together, and he's like, I want Michelle. And like, oh, the yearning, the pining, it's so good, it's so good. Also the fall vibes in here, that it was like the end of October, they went to this like Halloween festival. The vibes there were immaculate. We're now getting into like they do it like by month. They separate the book by month into parts, and now I'm on December, which is really nice, and we're about to like get some Christmassy vibes, which is very lovely. But we're also about to get to like that third act drama, where like the drama is that she is only supposed to be there until the end of the year before her sister graduates, and then her sister will take over the inn and then she goes back. So that's kind of the drama. So the drama is gonna be like, whether will she go, will she not, like kind of thing, which like I think I've seen this film before. It's not gonna be this huge plot twist, I fear, but I eat it up every time because it's like, I also get confused every time. Like, you are in love with this man, like you like it here, what are you in a hurt, like why do you yearn for work? Oh, my advertising job in Seattle where I'm lonely, but at least I'm in advertising. I don't think that's ever been a problem anyone has ever said ever. Versus the cutest small town in America with this cute guy who's head over heels in love with me and also happens to be a baker. Like, what is the choice here, I fear? Like, whatever. Yeah, anyway, so I am thoroughly really enjoying this. It got a lot better from when I first started, so I'm very happy to declare that news. And also the pace really picked up. Like, it was getting kind of slow, and it was like a lot of just like talking to children, and I'm like, what are we doing here? Which I do feel like this book, it's about 500 pages. I do feel like that part in the beginning could have just, I don't think we needed that 500 pages. But when it did start to pick up, it was really good, and I wish we got a little bit to that a little sooner, but that's okay. I have not gotten that much farther in Let the Forest, and I read a little bit last night. I'm on page 150. I don't have a ton to update on here. We're starting to get a little bit more into the fairy tales that have come alive, and we still aren't quite sure why they're coming alive, but I am really liking the progression of like Thomas and Andrew's relationship. I think they're cute, and I still really love like the elite boarding school kind of vibe. Yeah, and I definitely just think that it's a really interesting concept for fairy tales, for grim fairy tales to be like coming alive. So really enjoying this. Don't have a ton to say about it right now. Another update I have is Rewitched, and I got quite further in this. I got 129 currently, and I am very thoroughly enjoying this one. This one was another one that had a very, very slow start. Like, I was enjoying the ambiance. I was enjoying like the bookstore vibe and like the fall in London. It was a very cozy, witchy, bookish vibe, which I really enjoyed. But it was kind of slow. But now we have the plot picking up. She just got to her trial to see if she's worthy of being a witch. And as you can tell with the length of the book, it's not going so well right now for her. I feel kind of bad for her. I'm hoping it turns around. But I do like that it's picking up a lot now that the trial is here. There's some really funny characters like within her coven that I'm really enjoying. There's like these two sisters that like run it. They're like very ancient old, but they're like the decider of this trial. It's very like good cop bad cop kind of vibe, because one of them is so mean and one of them is absurdly nice, and it's kind of funny. We saw a little bit of Rune, who is, I presume, the love interest. I don't really know what his role is other than like the guy who gave her the letter to come to this trial, so I'm hoping we'll see a little bit more of him. As of right now, I'm more interested to see how she manages to keep her magic, because it's definitely looking a little rocky. But like, I like get her, like the mistakes she made like with the magic, like it's very like frowned upon. They're all like judging her, but I'm like, you know what, none of you guys live in this real world that she has to endure, so like I understand her. Like if I had magic, I can't say I wouldn't make those same choices. But like, again, like they live like within the coven, like within the witchy realm world, so like they don't really get the choices that she has to make every day. I'm hoping she gets a chance to prove herself, which I'm sure she will, because it's a long book. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this as well. I'm definitely going to finish If It Makes You Happy tonight, because I only have an hour left of that, and I am really curious to see how it ends. And it's such a quick read. I'm having so much fun with it, and I'm hoping to get a little bit further in each of these as well. But yeah, as of right now, having a lovely grand time with my reads. Literally, there's not a book in this vlog where I'm feeling like ooh about. Like, I love them all. Like, truly, like every time I pick one of them up, I'm having the best time, and there is a book for each of my various moods happening right now. This is my favorite lineup that I've had in a really long time, and like I'm actually excited to read, which has, I've been in like not a slump because I've been reading, but like I've definitely been in like a motivation slump to read, you know? So I feel like I'm getting that back with the fall reads. Like I feel like I'm getting like my personality back, so I'm having a lot of fun with that. And I'm hoping tonight, I have class like right now, so I have to get going to that, but I am going to do my fall to watch spread when I get back, and I've been dying to get that done because like my mind is so like frazzled with like all the things I need to read, watch, do this fall. So I'm excited to like get that pinned down. But I am gonna get going to class, but then we will do my fall to watch spread. first book of the first fall reading vlog is complete. I'm so excited to report that this book was phenomenal and everyone should read it for the fall months. I don't make the rules. It's just, I feel like this is like the fall read this year. Like, I feel like last year it was the Pumpkin Spice Cafe that everyone was talking about, and I feel like this is definitely this year's, and for very good reason. It was phenomenal. This was literally comeback city for me. It was crazy. Like, at the beginning I was a little unsure about it, but now I'm definitely feeling much more enthused about this book. This book just gave like the perfect like Hallmark, Gilmore Girls, small town like fall read. If you really like the Hallmark movies, you're gonna really like this. And I love Hallmark movies. And if you really like Gilmore Girls, like that's like what this book gives. However, I don't think for what it was, like the Hallmarky vibes, like the sweet romance vibes, I don't think any types of these kind of books need to be more than like 350 pages, maybe 400. My Kindle was saying it was 500 pages, which is really long for a type of book like this. And I think that's why I felt like it was dragging in the beginning, because it did take until around the 50% to like 60% mark for like the romance to really start like getting going. But like once it got going, like it was going. That was that night when it got going. I couldn't like stop flipping the pages. Like it was so good, so fast paced. I just think it took a while to get there, which like I love a slow burn. I really, really do. I just think it could have been paced a little differently, because it was like kind of nothing, and then boom, like we're going strong, which isn't a bad thing because I loved the second half of it. Like once it really got going, I just think the build-up could have been a little bit different. Also, I do think something that was really unique about this book that I really enjoyed was the epilogue from last night. I read that last night, like literally started like tearing up. I don't know why. And I'm such like an epilogue like hater in romance books. Like it ends, you get their happy ending, I'm like, okay, I'm done now. Like I'm bored. I don't need to know anything else. But the way, I don't want to spoil it, but like the way that it was written and the perspective that it was in was super unique, and it was literally the cutest thing I've ever read in my life. So I really enjoyed that. So that's not like a huge part of the book. I thought I'd note that I really liked the epilogue. I also think this book is perfect if you're like a seasonal reader like myself. Like I love reading for the seasons, and this spanned from around September to New Year's Eve. So like you got every holiday in this town. You got Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Eve. It worked really well, and I feel like each season was done exceptionally well. So if you're really into like the seasonal vibes, like trying to get into the spirit for like the Burr months, you're gonna love this. At the end of the day though, I think what's most important for me about a romance is the tension and the banter. I feel like the tension needs to be there. Like if there's not tension, I'm bored. If there's not like a little bit of conflict sprinkled in, a little bit of jealousy, a little bit of yearning, I'm bored. Like this and Love Island, you need to have good chat. So this book nailed both. Their banter was so funny. I thought they had really great chemistry, and there was like some conflicts that came up naturally with them both being divorced. He has children. She has like a sister that thinks he's cute, and also the tension that like she's leaving to go back to Seattle at the end of the year. So the tension was really good. I wasn't like ever super bored. Even in the beginning when like it was a little slower, like I wouldn't necessarily say I was bored at any point, you know? I also feel like what can also make or break a romance books is the like third act conflict, and I feel like in this one, like you know there's gonna be like a third act kind of thing, but it was done in like a really sweet way. Like it wasn't like a miscommunication, it wasn't anything like that or anything that gets you like really frustrated. It was very classic like Hallmark movie grand gesture ending, and I really enjoyed that. I honestly thought it was needed for the book, to be honest. And then we have our main character Michelle, who I very thoroughly enjoyed. I thought for a cutesy little romance, like she was very fully fleshed out, and she was very complex. She had flaws, she was very stubborn, but she also like she came off as this really like rough exterior, but she was such a kind person, like sweet kind person inside, and I really loved her. Part of what I thought was really realistic about her was the way she talked about her relationship with her mother, and I honestly wish we got more of that. It was kind of like very like brushed over, like things that the townspeople would say would make her uncomfortable, things that the daughters would say about her mom would make her uncomfortable, because like obviously she didn't have that experience with her mom, and also she had a very different relationship with her mom than her sister did, and I wish that got delved into a little bit more. And I also wish she talked about it a little bit with Cliff's daughter a little bit more. I felt like that would have been really beneficial, because part of the issue that we get with with Cliff's daughter, his eldest daughter, is that she has a very strained relationship with their mom, and for kind of similar reasons that Michelle has with her mom. I feel like having that conversation with Emily could have been really beneficial for her and like show that like she understands and is someone to confide in, but like she never really broke that illusion of her mom or for the girls or anyone in the town, which I guess is like a good thing, because like obviously it's not like about like bad mouthing her mom. It's just about like being honest with the people she loves, you know, and like telling and like confiding in them. And I kind of wish she did that. And I got pushed under the rug a little bit. Nonetheless, I really adored this book. The most important part was the romance, which ate so hard, and I feel like I couldn't have asked for a better fall seasonal read if I tried. So I think last night when it ended, I was like thinking 5 stars, because I'm like, this is so good, and I always want to rate a book 5 stars after it ends, but I'm thinking either 4.5, 4.75, just like because of the few little things that I said earlier. But it made me feel so warm and fuzzy. I got the butterflies, I was giggling, I was kicking my feet, and that's exactly what I look for in a romance. Very, very high rating. I absolutely love this one, and I absolutely recommend you go picking this up. I've already recommended it to like 2 of my friends. I love it so much. And then a few other reading updates. I got a little bit further in Don't Let the Forest In, and I'm loving this book as well. It's so good. I think this will become like a really big recommendation I continue using for like YA horror, and I'm really happy now that we're getting more into like the nitty gritty of the monsters that are being manifested through Thomas's drawings or Andrew's writing. I don't know. Right now the theory is Andrew's drawings, but my theory is it's tied to Andrew's writings as well. Monsters are so like grotesquely detailed, and I'm eating it up. They're so creative, like they're so grim, so scary. It's almost like cringe, like I'm like cringing when I'm hearing like the things of these monsters, like recoiling. They're so it's like very graphic, but I love the details. I love myself some detailed writing. Speaking of well detailed, I love the details of like the forest, the fall atmosphere. It's definitely like the perfect fall read for that reason. I think it's really interesting the monsters all come out at like the witching hour, which is very spooky, kind of like very much talking about how like it's getting worse in October, which is perfect. I kind of wish I read this in October, to be honest, but nonetheless I'm loving it. But with like with the forest, you can almost, it's so detailed, you can almost like smell it, like, or you can almost like feel like you're there. Another thing it does with the characters that I really enjoy is so you have some LGBTQ representation with Andrew and Thomas, because like they're so yearning for each other, it's crazy. But then also Andrew is kind of confiding in another character throughout about his asexuality, kind of grappling what that means for like relationships and like what that means to him and like the spectrum that asexuality is on. I don't read a lot of books that talk about that, and I am really loving it and really appreciating it, especially the way that the author is going about it. It makes Andrew's and Thomas's relationship even more complex, and Andrew's feelings for him that much more complex, especially in a YA book. I feel like it's amazing to like be talking about these things, because it's such like growing up and like being in high school is such like a confusing time, and I feel like the way they explained it, like I feel like a lot of like some high schoolers could really relate, see themselves in Andrew, especially for something that isn't talked about that often, you know? So I feel like I really like that element of the book as well. But yeah, I'm really enjoying like all the aspects of this book. So I'm definitely gonna finish this tonight. It's definitely setting up to learn more about like there's this ominous thing that happened last year that like it's kind of like a big shadow over the book, but no one's really talking about it or like what actually happened. It's also setting up to kind of delve deeper into Thomas and Andrew's relationship, and also Thomas and Andrew's twin sister Dove are in a huge fight, and Andrew doesn't really know why, and now Dove is mad at Andrew for still being friends with Thomas, and we don't really know why that either. So I'm excited for that to unfold, and I'm also excited to learn how like what the monsters really mean, like why this is happening, how to stop them. And yeah, I'm just really excited to, there's so many questions that are left unanswered throughout the book. It definitely leaves you wondering throughout, and I really enjoy that. It doesn't just like tell you what's happening, like you're just as lost as the main character. So I'm very excited. I'm on page 206. This book's pretty short. There's only around 330, and I'll definitely be finishing this tonight. I'm really excited. My class got canceled today, so it was my only class for Tuesdays, so I have the day to myself. So I'm very excited. And then lastly, I'm definitely not going to finish Rewitched today, but I'm going to get a little bit more. I've been really enjoying the audiobook of this, but I haven't gotten too much further in this one besides the little I've read with audio. But I will say there's one introduction of a new character that is very integral to her trial with keeping her powers that I think is so funny, and he is cracking me up. And it's so funny because like the way this like coven introduced him, it's like he's a murderer, he's the worst person alive, evil to his core, and then she meets him and he's like the sweetest man alive. Oh my god, I realized I didn't take my notes off this, so sorry. If you're wondering how I know what to say next, I write myself little post-it notes to remember because my mind is so scattered. If I don't, I'll just ramble forever and ever. Alright, so sorry to break the illusion. Anyway, he's literally the sweetest guy in the entire world. I don't know what's up with that. He's either hiding something or the stories about him are wrong. I'm very curious to see what that is. He got his powers taken but he's given some back for his purpose in this trial. And he's like, do you want like a fruitcake? I can make you a fruitcake. This is very sweet for a man who is accused of murder and being like evil incarnate. His character is cracking me up. I think he's so funny. Also, there's like a little bit between her and Rune, which I think is very funny. Like, he's very old. Apparently, witches here kind of like, they can be immortal. And he like is so socially awkward. Like, he keeps like trying to be like mysterious and suave, but he keeps like miraculously failing, and it's so funny. Like, he keeps like lurking in dark like corners and like really freaking her out. And he's like, what? I was trying to be like mysterious. And she's like, by scaring the living crap out of me. It's really funny. It's just really like, this is just like a cute, like funny little book, and like the characters are definitely super quirky. I'm really enjoying this. I'm enjoying the audiobook. It's kind of my book that I listen to when I'm listening to I'm doing other things. Anyway, I'm just gonna finish those 2 books up in the next couple of days though, I'm hoping. For the rest of the day today, I definitely want to finish Don't Let the Forest In. I'm gonna do a little bit of knitting. Oh, and I really want to decorate a little bit. I went to the thrift store and I got like, they had a ton of really great fall like decor to put out, and I have like my kitchen towels from last year, and I got like some leaves that I'm gonna put up miscellaneously around just to add some like warmth to the space for fall, which I'm very excited about. And then I'm gonna read for a little bit tonight, and hopefully next time we chat I will have a full review for Don't Let the Forest In. So crazy thing happened last night. I finished both of them. I don't know what I was on. I don't know what I was speed reading through, but both of these got completed last night and I'm so excited to talk about them. And I feel like I'm back on my roll of fast reading. You know what I just needed? I just needed my personality back. I needed fall back, and I should have tried that first thing, honestly, when I saw the reading start to dip. But I'm so excited to chat about these books. But before I do that, I wanted to give a little knitting update. I feel like I haven't done that in a while. I also didn't know what I was doing. I was just kind of like trusting the process, and I didn't understand what this part was, but now I understand that it's like the hood. I got to the part last night where I'm officially halfway done, but you know what? I know what to do now. Like, I feel like I know all like the parts now. So I'm halfway done with the Sophie hood, and I'm so excited. It's gonna be, oh wait, this way. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so perfect. I can't wait to get this all finished up, and it's gonna be like just in time for the weather to start to turn. So I'm so excited. Also did a little bit of light decorating. I feel like that is such a cute little addition. I got these at like the thrift store for like $1. They're just cute little parchment. I didn't want to tape them because I want to be able to reuse them. They're literally holding up by a thread up there, but I feel like it adds like a good like fall ambiance to the room. So now that that's out of the way, let's chat. The first book I finished last night was Don't Let the Forest In. I finished this so fast. The last like 100 pages were so quick, and I'm very happy to announce we have a 5-star. I loved this book. Oh my god, the ending of it like just purely cemented the 5-star rating, to be honest. There was a plot twist at the end, and then it was a double plot twist. There were 2 plot twists. It bamboozled me in 2 chapters. It did it in such a seamless, like flawless way, and after I like understood the plot twist, I was looking back at like all of like what I'd read like in the book. I was like looking back at like old pages of like stuff I'd read to see if it like lined up with what we found out. I didn't see it coming for a second. Like truly, not even from like a mile away. I couldn't see it, and it completely got me. I love when that happens. And it like gave me, like my jaw was on the floor. Like I love when I get that feeling in reading where it's like, this is why I like to read books. Like this is why I read. That plot twist gave it to me. So 5 stars. It was so good. Another thing I loved about this book is I just thought it was so much fun, like just going along with them like throughout the book, like fighting these crazy monsters that they've conjured up. And it was such an interesting premise because it's like they're creating their own monsters, and I feel like that tied in really well to like mental health as well. It was like metaphorical and like a physical manifestation of it, which I thought was really, really interesting for a horror book. It kind of reminded me a little bit of The Woman in the Yard, if anyone's seen that movie. Like kind of a little bit of that premise. But it was so, I just loved like their adventures like at the witching hour, going out at night and like fighting these monsters together. And I felt like I got that same feeling when I used to read like Grimm fairy tales when I was little. Like, you know, like the, what are they called? If you guys know what I'm talking about, I think they're just called the Brothers Grimm or something. I don't know, but they were good. One thing I will say about this book, and it's like not like docked off points, like it was just like frustrating while I was reading it, was as like, it was like they're at a boarding school. So like almost all of the adults we see are teachers. So as someone who's in like a teacher education program, learning to be a teacher right now, spends a lot of time in a classroom. These were the worst teachers I've ever read about in my entire life. They were comically bad. Like it was like a little kid cartoon level terrible. Like especially knowing what we knew at the end, going back and like reflecting on the teachers like behavior throughout, I'm like, they're like cartoon villains. Like they are awful. They suck. I thought that was interesting. Like no wonder all these kids are like awful to each other. There's zero discipline, and sometimes the teachers are the bullies. So kind of felt really bad for all the kids who went here getting like an abysmal education for like an elite private institution. You'd think they'd get better than this. Also, I felt like at the end, like of when we last chatted about this book, I had a lot of like wonderings of like what was gonna happen next. Like it didn't tell me what was happening. I was just as confused as Andrew was. But I feel like I got all my answers, and I got them in the most perfect way at the most perfect time. Like it all unraveled very seamlessly, and I just loved that. Like I felt so, it made me feel so like enraptured in the story. It wasn't like clunky, or I'm like, it didn't go long enough where I could figure it out myself. It didn't happen soon enough where like it cut the suspense. So I felt like that was really nice. Also, the autumnal writing in this was just chef's kiss. It was very poetic, very lyrical, and it is the perfect October read. If you were looking for a book to add to your October TBR, I have one right here. Actually, honestly, I'd recommend all 3 of these books for your October TBR. But if you're looking for specifically a horror, I love this one. And I rated it a solid 5 stars. And then I finished Rewitched. Sometimes I like to listen to the audiobook while I read. When I get tired at night, it helps me stay focused and not like let my mind drift to like, oh my god, all the things I have to do tomorrow, and like get anxious. Also with that Aurora here, the anxiety has been off the charts. That helps. But I really thoroughly enjoyed Rewitched as well. I'm really excited. I think there's another book coming out in this like little series like in October, and I'm very, very excited to get to that. So maybe that will be added to like the November TBR, or I might read it in October. Who knows? But I rated this one 4.25 stars. I very, very much enjoyed it. I thought it was the most perfect read for fall, like the perfect witchy cozy fantasy. This is like one of my favorite genres of fall reading, and I very much thoroughly enjoyed it. The bookish descriptions, because like she works at a bookshop, the witchy descriptions, the autumnal descriptions were very cozy, very good, very cute. I really like felt like I was there. It was great. I have a very specific category of books in my mind, and it's one of my favorite categories, and it's books that like remind me of like a warm cup of coffee. So when I say like, oh, that's like a warm cup of coffee book, it means it made me feel like warm and fuzzy inside. This is a warm cup of coffee book. It's one of my favorite categories of books. I love it. Also, I really liked the way that like magic was depicted in this book. You could tell it was very closely tied with like who you are as a person. It's not like this separate entity. Like magic is who Belle is, and it really closely tied with like her growth as like a person. She grew throughout the book personally, her magic grew, and vice versa. As her magic grew throughout the book, she was growing personally, and I thought that was really interesting to depict it that way, and I really enjoyed that. And Belle, our main character, grew a lot during this book. Like, I was kind of complaining about her during the beginning, but she definitely kind of grew into her own skin a little bit, gained a lot of confidence in herself, and I just like really liked seeing that throughout the story. Also, speaking of plot twists, there was a fun little twist at the end here. I wasn't expecting a fun little twist, but I kind of had a feeling, like I kind of saw this one coming. I knew that there wasn't something right with certain people and like what was going on. I mean, I did see it coming, but it was I'm happy it happened. Like, it was a fun twist. I feel like it added a lot of like depth to the story. Also, throughout the book, a really huge aspect was Belle's relationship with her mom and her best friend Ariadne, and I really like that. Like, I love when they're really close like female friendships and female family, like mother-daughter relationships depicted in books. I also just really liked, like, her mom is a witch as well. She is a pretty good witch, and like Belle was so worried about like disappointing her mom throughout all of this, but her mom was so supportive and so sweet, and like you just tell like loves her daughter for who she is, like not what she can do, you know? So I thought that was really sweet, and I really liked seeing their relationship, and also with her and her best friend. The only points that I'm taking off are they tried to have like a romance subplot in here with Rune. I don't feel like it was very developed. Like, by the end, like he was like, I'll do anything for you, like, you know, the cliche, like what always happens in books. Like, he's head over heels for her, she's falling for him. I'm like, I don't think they've interacted enough for this. Like, they've had like 4 conversations. I just wasn't feeling it. Honestly, it could have gone without the romance and been 40 pages shorter, and I would have been fine with that. There wasn't enough romance for me to be like, oh, like that was an important part to the story. And it's not supposed to be. It's a cozy fantasy. I do still feel like it could have been a little bit more developed and fully fleshed out, the relationship between the two of them, but that's okay. That's just like a very minor little thing. I'm very picky about my romances. But overall, I also very much recommend this if you're looking for like a cozy, witchy fantasy read for October. I absolutely loved this read, and I'm really excited to read the next one. I'm hoping, I don't really know what it's about. I know it has like a similar cover. I hope we have the same characters or see some of the old characters. I really like Belle, and I really like Ariadne. I really love all of them. I want to see her like run her bookshop. I want to see her in the bookshop a little bit more. That might be fun. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, it was just a very sweet read, and I loved it. I'm so excited. I haven't had a reading vlog that I finished in about a week, and I haven't read 3 books in a week in a very long time, and I'm very excited. I feel like I'm finally getting my groove back, my spark back, and I feel like a structure is definitely something I needed in my life, so I'm very excited about that. But yeah, I'm feeling so good about this reading week. I loved every book I read. No books under 4 stars, which is crazy. I was very intentional about what I wanted to read in this vlog because I knew it was the first fall one. We had to start the season off with a bang, and that we did, and I'm so excited about it. That brings us to the end of today's reading vlog. Thank you guys as always so much for watching. If there are any other fall related videos you would like to see from me, please comment them down below. Also, if you want to see more videos from me, please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, if you want to follow my other socials, my links are in the description. Thank you guys so much again for watching. I hope you guys have such a fabulous fall season of reading, and I hope you guys have such a fabulous week, and I can't wait to see you guys soon. Bye!